Alright, so we're going to get to knee on belly here, and I have a really funny story about getting to knee on belly. I was showing this a long time ago, and this other instructor was watching me teach it, and he's like, "Wait, that's not how you do that at all." And it was Jerry, and he pointed out to me something that I actually do that I wasn't aware of. And I think that's just like paying attention to what you actually do versus just teaching something how you were taught it. And what he pointed out to me was that when I go to knee on belly, I bring my arm that's by his legs back, and I make my forearm really heavy on his hip, and then I'm pushing my other knee into his hip on this side, so I'm pinching his hips with my arm and my leg, and then I get onto my toe knuckles and just drive that knee through with a lot of pressure. And I'll keep this arm under his head to lift it up, and I'll come up to knee on belly with this, my right arm at his legs with a lot of pressure there. And then we want to find the shoulders, and we can stay deep like this, straight across the hips with our shin, and that's going to offer us more stability and control. Or you can start to angle your knee into the middle where the solar plexus is and try to be more heavy here. So coming up to knee on belly, cross sides, slide this arm into the hip, heavy, pinching it with your knee and slide up tight. Once your shin's across, your leg that's closer to the head is going to find the ground with your foot, and also looking for the shoulders. I want my foot in a line off of his shoulders, and I want my leg to be a little bit greater than 90 degrees. I don't want it to be less than 90 or 90 degrees here. So my shin and the other part of my leg a little bit greater than 90, not all the way straight. Knee on belly. Thanks, Jerry.
So in no-gi, it can be really hard to do attacks from knee on belly, but it can still be a really good transition position. So for example, if I'm here in mount and he starts moving around, I can block the head and just windshield wiper my foot over to this knee on belly. And then if he keeps moving around, I can come to the other side, right? And I can bring it back up. I can put my knee on his shoulder, do a back step, and even if I lose my balance, I can swing my legs around, come back up to knee on belly. So it's a really valuable position to get me between my stronger positions for attacking if I'm not able to grip onto the lapels, if you were imagining we're not wearing gis.
Alright, so we get to knee on belly here. A lot of times this guy's going to make a big mistake and push your knee. If you're the guy on bottom, don't ever do that. But people do it. Don't be ashamed, but just don't do it. I'm going to take my hand, palm up, and right at the tricep, and I'm going to hook, and then I'm going to squat back like this. So I'm trying to get him all the way up on his side. So I'm putting my foot that's in knee on belly is going all the way back onto the ground. I'm pulling him up with my body weight. Then I'm going to push his head and come around. I want to put my foot on the ground right below his armpit, and then I turn, and that way when I sit and turn, my knee and shin are in the armpit, and I have my arm bar here. So one more time. Popping up to knee on belly. Guy makes a very horrible mistake and pushes the knee. Palm up, squat back. We want to get him on his side here as much as we can, but he's against my leg the way I'm squatting back and bringing him with me. Then we're going to push his head, put our foot right under his armpit, sit and turn, and we got our arm bar. See you on the mat. Alright, so we're in knee on belly, and we got the hands on the shoulders. I like to flex my foot and try to turn that leg a little bit when I'm in knee on belly. Just a little detail for you. And then we're gonna attack the cross collar choke. So we're gonna open this gi up, put our hand in. We can lift him up, and I can push with my foot in the ground to lift him up here. You don't have to lift him up that much, but I'm just showing you. you're gonna lift him and get this hand deep. And then we're gonna look and grab the gi here, and we got our cross collar choke. And we'll bring our head low, so our shoulders by our knee, to get that grip. You can go thumb in the gi, or you can just grab it where it bunches up. And then to finish the choke, we're gonna bring our head above his head and squeeze down. One more time. Knee on belly. Grabbing this, we're attacking this lapel, so we're pulling here. Get our hand deep. Bring our shoulder to our leg. Look to make that connection. And then we're gonna bring our head above his and finish here.
Okay, so we're doing the guillotine setup from knee on belly. So we've gotten into knee on belly on no gi. So no gi, knee on belly, I like to be really shallow and be putting the point pressure down, because my whole goal is for him to start wanting to roll up into me, and I'm gonna let him roll up into me. So went to knee on belly, he started rolling up. And so I'm letting him roll up enough for me to wrap over his head. So we were here, and I'm wrapping over his head, and I grab his chin right away. And so now I'm going to start driving forward. I can put my hand out if he's really wanting to go that way too fast for me. And then I'm going to walk out and put my head on the ground. And now I'm driving this knee across to finish like across here into either a mount, or sometimes he may hook my foot. That's fine. Doesn't matter. I'm going to put my head to the ground. I can now make a little space and find my wrist, and then start pulling up into, like driving my arm through and up to finish. Or if his arm is wrapped in here, which it may be, I can just wrap over it, grab my own wrist, turn my head up, and start turning through, start turning my whole body into him, and driving my elbow through to finish the guillotine. Again, from a different angle. We were here. We drive up into knee on belly. I'm shallow, so my point pressure is down shallow, and I can even have my toes on the ground, so I'm not going to move very much. And he drives up into me. I let him and pull him a little bit closer, wrap over his head, and then I'm going to drive through, put my head on the ground, drive across. I can end up mounted now, or still in a knee on belly. Head on the ground, grab my own wrist. I'm going to drive through. I can do it one-handed sometimes too, but I'm grabbing my own wrist, putting my head even farther out, and then turning into his neck and driving my elbow through to get the finish. Okay, so we're going to set up the Darce choke from knee on belly. So we're in our side control and we're setting up our knee on belly. We go to knee on belly. So no gi, I'll stay very tight down to him before I go anywhere, because otherwise he's going to run away. Things are slicker in the no gi. So we're here, and I'm very shallow with my knee, so it's just very point pressure. It's very heavy, and I want to start convincing him to slide, get up on his side. So I'm trying to pull him up to his side here. And so now I'm going to reach and I'm going to pull his head with this hand and just hold on to it. And then my arm is going to start sliding through to the other side to grab. So he may have his arm underneath, like here, like in like a, underhook situation. And I'll still do the same thing, start driving my arm through. He's going to want to bring it across because it's going to start arm barring him a little bit. And so we're here, pressure forward so he can't slide past me. I'm reaching my hand through and I can grab his head now. And so I'm grabbing his head, I'm pulling his head towards me, and now I'm going to slide my elbow forward to grab, so my hand can grab my elbow. So if you have long arms, you're going to love this position. If you have short arms, this is going to be pretty difficult sometimes. So I'm pulling his head in, I'll have my hands together, pull his head in, and then I'm going to slide this elbow forward and grab his cup over his armpit. And so my hands are pretty much at their maximum right now as far as as distance wise. Anybody any bigger than James, I probably would never be able to darce. That's just something to think about. So over here, through, slide, grab, and now if I want to finish, I'm going to drop my chest down and squeeze and start dropping down into it. But it's very tight because there's not much room here. So again, over here, with knee on belly, I pull him up onto his side, holding his head towards me for a second, and then shooting my hand through to grab his head with both hands. This hand can come over, and I can grab again to set it, and then slide my hand forward to get my elbow, grab his armpit, and now I'm dropping my chest down, and I can start dropping my elbow down and lifting my wrist up into his neck as I drop my chest down. And it's very tight, very heavy.